Alright there. Your old mate Yorkie here, back with another month-end video as we swap from the month of February to the month of March, the start of spring. And as the new season comes in, we're looking at all games, essentially, because this is going to be a humble bundle month for the channel. Now, let's start by looking over how we did in February. Now, there's several games that we had on the channel that disappeared. The game Amazing American Circus didn't even get a start because it was going to be done by Yorkie the Mechanic, the surprise mechanic. And I ended up giving away the little hat costume that I had for that to my niece, my 3-year-old niece, who was just so devoted, so loved it so much that I couldn't break her heart. King Yorkie II started Humankind, the 4X game, which I do like. Unfortunately, it made an update which I didn't realise quite how it worked. I thought there was a bug, there wasn't, but I took it off because I'm not into bug chasing on channel. Wilder Myth, we did complete a chapter on that, and then we swapped over to Not for Broadcast with Yorkie the Tail Spinner for Tales Over Coffee. That went down really well, did Not for Broadcast. It's a great game. They've released the final episode. You really should play it if you enjoy that kind of game. It's really fun and also really thought-provoking. Now, after that, we also had Trader Yorkie doing Game Dev Masters, which, well, we got our butts kicked on Game Dev Masters. To be honest, we failed hard. It's on the channel. We'll be having another go at that, possibly before it releases fully, possibly when it releases fully, which is probably going to be this summer or a bit later than that. Silent Yorkie had a run through of Crusader Kings 3, which he screwed up. Now, also screwing up at the moment is King Yorkie II doing the same game. We've got that on as Jorvik, House of Yorkie, which means he doesn't have a royal court to begin with. We're trying to build up to it. Taken out of rotation for lack of views or lack of interest. Former Yorkie doing City Skylines. It really didn't get views. DJ Yorkie doing Rising Star 2. Views dropped off quickly on that, and honestly, so did my appreciation of it. To be honest, Rising Star 2's disappointed me. I'm starting to put... I forget who the name of the person is who's behind Guerrilla Games. I'm starting to put him in the same class as Peter Molyneux. He offered so much, it looked so good, and he seems to have stopped developing it. At least in any meaningful way. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like. Gladiator Manager kept its views, surprisingly, but it got really repetitive and not easy to predict what was happening and control things. I'm still looking for a good Gladiator Manager game. And that wasn't it. Unfortunately, I hoped it had developed to the point where it was. It isn't. Not in my view, anyway. So, what's left to talk about? Well, we'll talk about what's coming up next month, including what's staying on channel, in a bit. In the meantime... let's have a look at the Next Fest winners, because Steam Next Fest demos. Boy, I hit that hard, didn't I? Produced a lot more videos than expected, and some of them, for me, from my view, were particular winners. Like, I Am Your President. Now, I've been waiting for this game to come out since before the 2020 election. I hope they get their arse in gear and actually get it produced, because when I played it, I liked it. Got about 10-11 views, which is decent for this channel. And I like the play of it. I like the cut of the jib. They need to get it published so that I can watch it. At least in early access, so that I can get in there. Deadwater Saloon was the winner. That was Steam Next Fest for this channel. What was it 36 views or something, and some likes and subs? Some likes and I don't know, might have got a sub or two out of it. Yeah, that's not something I normally get at that level. Not on a channel this tiny. It's Variety Gaming. And I love the play of it, so you can certainly expect to see that on Channel 2 when it comes out. Creature Lab. There were 3 autopsy medical type things that I had in there. Autopsy Simulator, Mortuary Assistant, and Creature Lab. Of them all, oh, I like Creature Lab. It's funny. It immediately got my Frankenstein on. So, yep, you should probably expect to see one of the lives of Yorkie take that one when it comes live. Or at least early access or full live, whichever it comes out first. Thief Simulator 2. That was nice. I played Thief Simulator 1 a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Thief Simulator 2 looks like it's taking up where the other left off. I'm not sure how much they've added, to be honest. But I know Thief Simulator 1, you didn't get a drone immediately. I don't know if you ever got a drone. Whereas that comes in pretty damn quick on Thief Sim 2. Blacktail, the Slavic myth, Baba Yaga embracing RPG. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. It was definitely a winner. I'm definitely looking forward to that coming out. And Builders of Egypt. Got a lot of views. For this channel, anyway. So I will be looking into it when it comes out. At the moment, when I played it, it looked like it might be a bit basic. Honestly, I'd rather play Ixion than that. But I've also got to think about where the views are. Now, of course, Ixion I only put on there yesterday. So, who knows, that might get a lot. But Builders of Egypt I'll be looking for too. And that's Steam Next Fest covered. So, what about next month? Well, hanging over from this month, there's 3 games that I've played quite far ahead. Empire of Sin. It's booked its place on the channel. It's got the views that it needs. So it's booked itself pretty much to a finish, which will probably be a month or 2 down the line. I'll probably play it ahead because I don't think it's going to continue getting huge views, but it deserves to be there. Mars Horizon hasn't quite got the views to demand its days, but I love that game, so it's booked through to a finish. I'll be playing that far ahead. It's already played quite a ways ahead. And Mad Max. Yeah, you guys love that. You guys and girls love that. I love it. It's got to stay, doesn't it? Let's face it. So those 3 have been played ahead, so that it largely clears March for new games. But there are a couple of others that haven't quite booked their place yet for like they did. Police Simulator is definitely getting the views it needs to stay on channel, so it's carrying on into March. Crusader King 3 Royal Court, as I said, King Yorkie II running as House of Yorkie Jorvik. That's got its views, definitely. It looks like it's going to be good. And we just have to not screw up too much. Any advice you got, hand it over. And then there's the new games, the Humble Bundle games. These have all been on the Humble Bundle at some point. I'm not going to tell you which month, because honestly, I forget. Frostpunk. It's getting cold out there. And me with cold-induced asthma, that ain't going to work out well, is it? But Frostpunk's a great game. I've only played it once, and I screwed it up. Let's see if I can survive this time. Rustler. Grand Theft Horse. Yeah, we got to get that going. That's going to be a new life for Yorkie, I think. Yorkie San Diego. Criminal Traveller. Oh, works with Grand Theft Horse, doesn't it? Borderlands 3. I've got to warn you now, not playing on high difficulty. I'm not a shooter gamer. If I play on high difficulty, it will not get anywhere. So I've got to take it down a notch or 2. But I enjoyed it when I tried it on Humble Bundle, so that's going to come. That's definitely going to come. That's going to be Gunner Yorkie, another new life of Yorkie. Conan Exiles. My warning for that is it's because of the way that public servers work. I'm not going on a public server. It's going to be a single player game, carrying on. Just see how it goes. If you guys like me doing a survival that's single player like that, great. View, subscribe, like, comment, all of that stuff. I'll carry on. That's also a new one. That's going to be Yorkie the Barbarian doing that one. Silent Yorkie's going to be back doing Partisans 1941. Don't know how that'll fit on channel. I liked it when I tried it, so I've got to see. It's a stealth squad-based action game, it looks like. Set in World War II, 1941. With you playing Russians, I think, trying to break out of German concentration camps or similar, and see what you can do. And then there's the Tales Over Coffee for next month, which is going to be Black Book. I tried that on Humble Bundle this month. I liked it. It got me. Got to try it, and I am going to. Don't know how it'll fly. We'll just have to see. So those are the games coming up this coming month. Let's talk a little bit about the other two channels. The Yokiverse Wrestling Federation. This month is when WWE 2K22 comes out. Now, after the mess they made of 2K21, I'm not going to be diving onto that immediately. The survival of the survival of the Yokiverse Wrestling Federation depends on what I see and hear when it comes out from other tubers and possibly streamers. I'll be looking out for that. Just take a drink. And if it's not a botchy mess, I'll be running a universe where I'll be run by AI. You can tell me you want a male wrestler, a female wrestler, detail them. You know, the basic attitude, the basic wrestling style, they look, things like that. And we'll get it going. Of course, it needs viewer participation if we don't get any wrestlers. And I've got Canzalone's already volunteered to have a couple, although he asked me to design. That's fine. So I've got them coming up. But if we don't get wrestlers in the Fed, there ain't no much point in running the Fed. So if you want to be part, drop me a line in the comments. And the reaction channel. The Boggle that I used to run is back, but not as the Boggle. It's as Yorkie Reacts. The reason I did that, it's divorced from this channel with regard to which email it runs off. So if some of the copyright claims turn into copyright strikes, okay. If they block that channel for a while, it's not going to affect this one, and I'll work to get them off to get it live again. It also is because I've got a ton of reactions on there. Go check it out. It'll be in the link from the end of this video. Currently I'm doing some ERBs, some Battle for Dream Island, some of my favourite artists, and things like that. Alright, and that's it. That's March for the Yokiverse. See you around.